What's up, y'all? This is your boy, Rel Simon. No Strings Podcast, video version, episode 21. No Strings at the Movie Theater. This is a short, condensed little clip version of my podcast, No Strings Podcast with Rel Simon, available on all platforms wherever you listen to your podcasts: Google, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Castbox. And I also wrote an article for Medium.com talking about the same thing. And I'll be reading through bits and pieces of that, glancing over here at my laptop here and there. So, and then behind me, a piece I got from this artist called Ram. I think Ram Creates on Instagram. And then this piece, a lot of my pieces are in storage, and I'm just trying to pick out the best spot in my sort of apartment to figure out where to cam up. So, you gotta have some stuff in the background. So here we go. But anyway, short, condensed version, No Strings Podcast, No Strings at the Movie Theater. This was spurred off of me going to the movies the other day, a few weeks ago, going to see Megan, and they were showing previews about $5 Tuesdays and Indiana Jones. The old one is coming back before the new one comes out later this year or next year. And so, it's pretty much, I was sitting at the movie theater, I was like, wow, these old school movies coming back, being revived for like one night only or 1 week only. And also, you're in the movie theater, you munching on these fancy snacks and everything like that. And so it spurred me to have a discussion about finances and how that can kind of like eat your pocket. But I will say, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. And also, you can type a comment down in the question, or type your response to the question down in the comments below. The question: what's your favorite movie of all time? For me, it's Inception. All my Inception fans out there, holler at me. But just the whole dream within a dream sequence and the whole heist perspective. So I thought it was pretty dope. But it got me to thinking. The movie theater business is booming. As popular as it's ever been before. You've got these subscription passes, season passes. You've got these fancy seats, pick your own seats. You've got these limited time movie releases. You can watch boxing and WrestleMania at the movie theater. And so it's become real extravagant and bougie, so to speak. But I'm just running through some hypothetical numbers in my head in terms of like what a night out at the movie theater can be like. So like basically if you're out on a date night, fellas, you already know what it is. You go from anywhere between like $18 tickets. So 2 tickets, $36, and then you got pizza, fries, tea. Let's say you get a drink. Let's say you get this and get that. You're almost at, all things considered, let's run some hypothetical numbers, $90. Add in sales tax, and then you add in a 15% tip, and then that puts you really at, it could be over $100. Or it can be a little over, let's say 80, let's say 90, whatever, depending on where you are in your certain city or state or what have you. But for the fellas, most of the time, like, this is like the second or third date, fellas, and we really putting most of that bill. Or let's take like family night. If you're out with your family, let's say 4 tickets at $12 each, that'll put you at $48. Then you add some sodas, some milkshakes, or some fries, or this or that, right? Add some free waters, whatever. That ends up hitting you with, again, it could be somewhere around the same ballpark. And so, when you're putting, or when you're factoring in your budget, when you're thinking about trying to be financially savvy in 2023, remember that sometimes it's that death by 1,000 cuts that really kind of gets you, instead of those big old emergencies. I mean, of course, we know you got to have money for emergency fund, got to save money, do this, do that, invest it in everything, right? But sometimes it's that night out, that harmless night out, that can really kind of wreck your plans. So, you really want to be full focused and plan out, what you get at the movies, when you're going to go. Or you may have some alternatives where, like, You may even just fire stick it. Get you a bowl of popcorn and fire stick it at home. Or explore other alternatives like going to a matinee. Don't be afraid to go to a matinee. Also, don't be afraid to go to the movies by yourself. Holler at me. Anybody go to the movies by themselves? I mean, hey, when you're trying to go and see a movie and you don't feel like waiting on somebody else, hey, go see that movie. But a matinee, or maybe you go to a warehouse club like Sam's Club or BJ's, right? And sometimes they do like 4 gift cards, 4 AMC gift cards, $25 each, at face value $100, but it may cost $80. So if you have a Costco club membership or a BJ's or Sam's Club, check out your local warehouse club. You may get a discount on some gift cards, and then you may be able to splurge a little bit. Get yourself a ticket for that 8 p.m. nightly release, and then you can get that $17 pizza and a cocktail. Who knows? But speaking of releases, and like what I mentioned with matinees, also keep your eyes out on the newswire, newsletters. Follow your specific chain that you love on social media. They may have promotions, giveaways, and contests, but also special themed nights. And there may be $8 Wednesdays, like I may have mentioned earlier. I definitely mentioned in my podcast and my article, themed nights or free pizza or free discount this type of nights to kind of keep you hooked. And that's what they do. They kind of keep you real in. But let's try to find some alternatives to our movie going experience, which will benefit us in the long run, and it's not really eating out our pockets, right? So one thing I kind of don't recommend, I mean, those movie subscriptions, those like season passes, quote unquote, where like you can see one movie a day for 30 days. I talked about subscriptions in one of my earlier podcasts. You can check that out on any platform. But I basically talked about how subscriptions, if you have so many subscriptions, you forget about it. You forget about what you're paying for. And again, that Death by 1,000 Cuts that kind of gets at you and just like, wreck your budget and wreck your finances, right? So we got to be financially sound, because we know inflation has made it difficult to keep money in your pocket. And so we got to be sound and savvy with our intentions, with our finances, right? So just a little quick blurb here. Again, this is the video version of the podcast, podcast episode 21. Full version is on all my platforms, and this is just a quick little video, show my face type of blurb here, as I definitely learn how to reorient myself to the camera. It's weird. I got this like ring thing, and it's like, I think the camera's over here, so I got to keep focused on it. Anyway, thank y'all for hanging out with me for about 8 or so minutes. It's definitely new, something I'm trying out. It's definitely different when you're writing and you have so much time to write versus like you're on a time clock when you're live, per se, when you're trying to record a one shot or a one take. And also versus when you're trying to, in segments, or do one shot or one take podcasts. But I think I've gotten comfortable with the podcast voice route, doing one sort of full take. So I'm still trying to work out this video wizardry. But again, that's all I got for you. No strings at the movie theater. Remember, be sound, have a good time at the movie theater. Of course, don't act like you can't spend out or have a good time, but just remember, these are the type of things that you want to think about. That, a lot of companies out here, they have a lot of different ways and a lot of different tactics to keep you hooked and keep you in. So just be mindful of that in 2023. That's all I got for you. Again, follow me on all my socials. Instagram, KicksOnCanvas_artistry. TikTok at Rel Simon. I write articles on medium.com. Again, I've got my No Strings podcast with Rel Simon. Google Rel Simon. I'm in there in the Google webs a little bit, trying to get my profile and views and all that stuff up. But don't forget to give it a thumbs up, a like if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, notifications, and also leave a comment down below. What's your favorite movie of all time? Mine is Inception. I've also got a separate wing for superhero movies, Deadpool, Avengers, Infinity War, and all of that. But that's mine. So Thank y'all for checking it out. I'll catch you. Peace.